Isn't it? It's insane. End is never the end, there's never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Into the... What the fuck? New
Oh,
content!
good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Alright. Let's go, narrator. What the fuck is happening? Wait, did he do like a whole revamp of this ride? If so, that's very cool. Oh, it skipped it. What the hell? Okay.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and
Have
about
you?
how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh!
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Tu, tui, do, zue, dos. Taste the sequel. That's cool.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra
Off-painting
Deluxe.
K.
What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Just the two of us, we can make it if we try just... Wait a minute. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. That's the fucking song, I think. That's cool. The glass doors are neat. Huh. They're back. 2 doors. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Old and busted. New hotness. Cool red section of the chart. More TSP. Better TSP. Win-win 2. Sequential mind share. The color red. Leverage holistic value. Oh, it's the planter. This is cool. Stanley Parable 2. Oh, TSP. Got it. Logo designs. I kind of like that one with the 2 red doors. That one's kind of cool. Two Stanleys. Co-op Stanley Parable?
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing
2 eyes,
for
2
it.
ears, 2 nostrils,
I
2
figure
arms, 2
that
legs.
if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Stanley Parable is the prequel to the Stanley Parable 2. Is the sequel to the Stanley Parable, is the prequel to the Stanley Parable 2, is the sequel to the... Oh my god, it's a never-ending sentence. That's cool as shit. This way to the show floor. What the fuck is this, red carpet? New features? New content. Euro 6? Ah, so it's, British. It's British water. Ooh. Wow.
Here we are. Go on.
Bucket?
Try out some of the new features.
Merch. What the fuck? Office decorations, Stanley Parable reassurance bucket. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. What? Okay, I gotta hear this.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Fuck yeah.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
If I'm Jim and everything crumbled into dust, I'm gonna go rob a bank.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you! Do it again! Do it again!
Jim.
Oh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes
Jim.
a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button
Jim.
away.
Jim.
Otherwise, soon you'll start
Jim.
to lose all
Jim.
sense of who you
Jim.
actually are.
Jim.
Rude. I can't have one goddamn thing in this game.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Ray traced, more of the same, but in a good way. Jump circle? This is fucking huge. Free, new and easy achievement. I can't believe it's that simple. It just works. Get it here. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement. No more steps. It just works. I thought I was walking past it.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's a Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Give me it, 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 give me. Bullshit. It's false advertising.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Collectibles, I guess? Collect them all. What the fuck?
collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh my god, it's a bunch of hands. This is fucking terrifying. It's like an amiibo. What the fuck? Oh god, it's dark back there.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Wait, it said 0 out of 6. And then I got 1. Oh wait, exit. I'm not going to the exit yet. Fuck that. This map, free achievement, the button says A9 infinite. What the fuck? Epilogue. That way. Got it. Not going that way. I'm looking around for the other fucking things. Jump circle?
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Bullshit. The fuck is this way? Infinite hole. Please no screenshots. Let me see here first.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
This is
You know,
weird.
sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted
go
all
for that
along. Get Well Someday it is.
Yep. Oh. That's a lot of balloons.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Rude. Reassurance bucket?
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Hey!
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
I was actually about to say it. That's my go-to thing in horror games is that if I can pick something up, I'll drag it with me.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
So I'm very confused. Is there actually just one of those statues, or is there actually others? I'm very concerned. Let's check the infinite hole now. Ooh, wait a minute. This is a second floor. That's new. Okay. What is this? Am I supposed to be back here? Oh, no. Settings World Champion? Settings World Champion? What the fuck? Let's check out the hole then. Opening, rim, depth, infinite, surrounding area. Fuck. Just keeps going. Oh, there's a loop.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Why did it sound like something just fell? Fuck it.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Great! Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now. Did you really need to see it again? I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole. It's exactly what you're doing right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I've prepared for you. I really spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them. How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important about... Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom. Yes, I know, I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever? The hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem.
How rude.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean.
Fuck you.
Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Nope, I'll stay right here. Not until I get an apology. Does he actually not talk? Me and the bucket, me and the bucket, me and the bucket. Fine. Oh no, I've slipped.
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of...
That was shorter.
Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
Wait, it's not going to be an infinite
Had
hole
enough?
then?
I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
No, it's going to be very short.
Well, there it is.
Fuck.
The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
It's going to be gone.
Is the, teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing?
Huh.
Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley.
Excuse me?
You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
What's happening here? What? What was that? That's fine. I got my bucket. Ooh, here we go.
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer using up this space of mine.
Oh.
Afsluiten en gestuurd die waren gespeeld voor mij.
What the fuck? Whoa.
Stanley! Oh good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
It's beginning again. What? What? No. Come on, bucket.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Wait, I still have the bucket. So, what about the hole? Did it change? Mostly infinite. Fine, it ended. Guess we'll check out the epilogue? I think we checked out everything else.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Okay, he got cut off very quick. You heard Jim in the game. Okay. Bum bum bum. Oh, there's a staircase up there. How do I get up there? Oh, that's where I just went. I think that's everything. Yeah, that's everything. Alright, I guess I'm leaving now.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Oh, that's cool. What is this?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Oh.
Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
What the fuck?
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
What the fuck?
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. with respect, with care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could, but it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Did this shit just send me to the title screen? No way, right? There's no shot. It just kicked me to the title. Motherfucker. I won't lie. The buttons kind of slap. The buttons? The colors kind of slap. What the fuck? The buttons kind of slap. What? Maybe that's just because I like red and black a lot. And white. So. I'm taking it off.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Wait.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
No.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Going back to my office. What?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I'm disobeying you with a bucket.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Is there anything specific that he's gonna say?
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
How
Stanley
dare you?
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. No, stop! Look there on the wall, you see? There's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not
Oh,
addressed
really?
quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a
What?
bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Okay then. What the fuck?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Okay.
Item 1. Is this a bucket? Incorrect.
What?
It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
How would I know that?
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Fuck.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Eh.
Correct. This is a bucket.
This is a bucket. Dear God, there's more. No.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
I mean, technically it's a bucket because a human sits in it.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
Do something dumb.
Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
How is that a bucket? Now I'm confused. Is it another tractor?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha. Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Yes.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted
Nothing
mind,
that is
have you
something.
somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift.
It's like the fucking chocolate
Do
shit
any of
people
us
are
know
doing.
what a bucket is?
Or the cake shit.
Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart.
My
I
bucket.
can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No.
Okay, here we go.
No. Don't you fucking dare.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could...
great.
Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't
was an
change
issue?
the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what. I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Yay.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
I'll mention it.
Who knows what that information might do to a person?
Make them go
All right,
crazy. Or get
here
their
we
own
go.
bucket. Ooh, cold gel. Ooh, another cold gel. Jesus. Yeah, goosebumps from that. What the hell? Recording for 3 hours. I don't know what all the endings are in this.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
Yes.
Perhaps his boss's office was where he... Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend.
You're right.
You can't hand it over. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket.
Where's my bucket?
Indeed. Now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course,
Where is my bucket?
And now he felt himself floating off the ground.
Where's my bucket?
Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad.
Where's my
Where is
bucket?
it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Bucket!
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his
What the
special
fuck is
bucket.
happening?
Come to me, Stanley! Find me!
Where
He
are
had
you?
to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Man screaming, where is my
Mariella
bucket?
woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place.
Oh, it was just
How
at home?
cruel the world can be,
Damn.
Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work. for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Damn, those are some impressive backflips. What was that? What was that? I saw something there for a split second. What was that?
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Going down to the basement with the bucket. I'm doing as many of these endings as I can remember with the bucket. Oh, then there's one of just don't going back to the office. No, wait, I can't do that.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much.
This is an intervention?
It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere.
No.
The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Oh, broom closet. Alright, fine.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Nope, not doing it. What the fuck?
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket.
No.
That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Excuse me?
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket.
No.
And then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
No.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters?
Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We
No.
can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket.
No.
Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give
No.
the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Ah, I got flashbanged. What the fuck is happening?
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
What the fuck just happened? I'm so confused. Fade to black. Roll credits. Is it actually resetting? Holy fucking shit.